Hi Sag, thank you for joining me. Welcome to June. I'm Ruby and this is Ruby Reads Tarot. Let's read some tarot. I have, oh wow. I have the Hermit card, the 10 of Cups, and I've got the 8 of Pentacles. So, after a bit of soul searching and a bit of readjusting the light, right? You really begin to understand the importance of attaining this 10 of Cups and whatever that means for you. And I think you're finally ready to put in the work. Now, if this means you are changing your direction and going in pursuit of something that means you're ultimately happier, I think a change in direction of work might be the thing. If this is you having to move away from an established home setup, something that you thought brought you a lot of emotional contentment, this could be a job. I think you might find that after a bit of soul searching and a bit of inner reflection, what you do in regards to your finances might need a tweak or a change. And I think if you to really decide to pursue it while we're in all of these retrogrades, while we're doing a lot of the clearing of the shadow self, while we're doing a lot of, gathering of our experience and what we want out of life, you might find that the position that you're in at the moment might have you questioning if you're really happy or not. The Hermit card for me is the card of Virgo. Bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. Sag, man, wow. Let's see what the cards have to say. I've got the Page of Wands, beautiful. I've got the 4 of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords. Let me just line these up. Give me 1 second. Okay, so Sagittarius. Here you are. The Page of Wands, we've got to understand, is a helpful energy. He might come with a message. He might come with something that helps you out, right? It's fire energy. It's a creation to a long-standing issue or long-standing problem. It is the resolve of something that happens, like the switch of a match. Now, your 4 of Pentacles situation just makes me think, right? So here you are with your match in hand. Your lunar eclipse happens, and this lunar eclipse is one of movement. It's about changing everything. If you've been here in this 4 of Pentacles place, where a lot of it has to do with staying still and balancing, and the amount of attention that you have to use and consume and how exhausting it can be just to keeping the status quo going, just to keep the same 4 discs spinning, plates spinning even. I don't think you're feeling particularly satiated, and I think while this energy of, good luck, your fortune changing, 8 of Wands, things begin to move quite quickly for you. 2 of Cups could be in regards to a union. I have the 6 of Wands, clearly a month to be celebrated, the Moon card, and the 10 of Pentacles. Should we carry on? Okay. I think, before we even get to that, let's talk about this 10 of Wands. Something you've been holding up, which might have been a lot more weight than you were willing to carry. Something that had a lot of skills that it gave you, a lot that you've learned from it, and you might have gained in stature, and it might have taught you a lot of life lessons. It might have given you a lot of experiences that you wouldn't naturally have gone through. You see that? It's the end of having to carry all of this, and I think this month, June, really gets you I think, quite prepared to get back in Gemini-like motion, right? This is swift. This is moving quickly. I think what you're walking away from has had a lot to do with just really sneaky betrayal behavior, like really kind of shady, untrustworthy energy. One that may have been taking a lot away from your personal power. One that might have been consuming you in ways that you may not even be energetically aware of. When you are drained and depleted, it will feel like a burden. Everything will feel like a burden. What you're doing, if it's not sincere, if there's no real heart in it, it will honestly feel exactly like this. Like you are drained by it. And there will always be that sneaky suspicion at the back of your head if what is happening around you is authentically fair play. And if it's not, Sagittarius, I think you would really do yourself a massive favor by accepting that by moving, you give yourself the best chance to watch your ships roll in. And with this, there needs to be the acceptance that the 10 of Wands may have changed you, and that who you are now might be someone who is a little bit more prudent, and a little bit like the use of hindsight has changed you, I think. And I think you may need to look back at previous lessons, things that you've learned, in order to be able to go forward. Now, I want you to think in terms of Neptune going retrograde. Neptune is in its home sign of Pisces, and it's going into retrograde, and this might even make you feel obliged to stay places that you know you kind of reached the end of. And I think if the suspicion, the paranoia, if it carries on even more, it might kind of distract you from really watching those ships roll in, Sagittarius. I've got here a real call for you to end a cycle, right? I think Gemini season, June, your lunar eclipse changes things for you, and it will really make it obvious now how necessary it is for you to move, and how necessary it is for you to change up the energy, for you to change up the air, for you to make the changes that you so desperately seek. I mean, the moon card, it can't be more obvious than that. This is going to be an impactful lunar eclipse, and a lot of the stagnating that may have taken place just will be redundant. And I don't think that you are used to being at this pace anymore, Sagittarius. And I think there is something inside you that is kind of itching and gearing to go, regardless of, like, you know, how this might pose itself to you as necessary or important. Information comes through. Mercury is going into retrograde, and this, of course, it affects our communication. In the sign of Cancer, it kind of closes out this trend that had been taking place in these, like, previous Mercury retrogrades, starting in Scorpio, then in Pisces, and it now ends in Cancer. Communication that may have felt halted, communication that you have not been able to have. Things are going to come out, and it's going to come out at such a speed, and you're gonna have to move super, super quickly, because you're moving towards a victory. And it's one where you're celebrated for who you are, the effort that you've put in. And I think regardless of however you might be surrounded by things that are monotonous or sucking up on your life force, or you might be surrounded by situations where there's a lot of betrayal and you don't know who you can trust. Ultimately, these are life lessons, and you're here to learn, right? You are here to learn, and the impact that you make around you at the moment will be lasting. And I think you kind of hit a home run in June. This concept of abundance and finance, this concept of a happy home, this concept of a union, a partnership. if you are willing to lay everything else at stake for the sake of this, Sagittarius, you hit a home run. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, with the center being the 2 of Cups. This is someone new. This is someone who comes with all the goods. This is someone who can put their money where their mouth is. And someone who can see your worth and celebrate you for who you are. Without having to compromise. Without having to like put your dignity on the line to carry more than you should be. With very little stability to offer you. And I say that because I've got the 9 of Wands in reverse here also. You're getting an opportunity to slip out of a situation that might have held you back and move forward into a future that you know feels so much more in line with who you are and what you want for yourself. The key here is being able to shed a lot of this weight and come back to this. Take all those wands, all those skills, all those life lessons, all of the things that came with all of this burdensome energy, and streamline that all into your one magic wand. I feel like you are very ready to set off anew. A new adventure is waiting for you, because whatever it was before, it just seems as if things will be moving so quickly, Sagittarius. This moon is going to flip everything up. Venus retrograde, sorry, I was talking about Mercury retrograde in Cancer. By the time it goes direct again, it will be back in Gemini. That's where it's supposed to be, right? That's home. Virgo and Gemini are the 2 home signs for Mercury. By the time it goes direct again, when does it go direct again? Hold on a second. By the time it goes direct again, I think there's a lot that's been said that might alter things forever. And there's sort of no going back once what was unknown becomes known. And Gemini will do that. Mercury in Gemini, Gemini season, North Node in Gemini. There is no hiding behind a pretense anymore. Your work needs to come center stage. A lot more of your emphasis, and with Mars going into Aries on the 28th of the month, your energy is like a fire starter. You are literally the Page of Wands. You are ready and you are rearing and you are ready to set ablaze everything that has been way too much. Your work really needs your unfiltered attention, and you really do get to be who you're supposed to be through your work. And I think it's time for you to really channel into that concept of how you can really release a lot of your frustrations that you may have accumulated over time, frustrations that possibly had you caged into an identity that you've truly grown out of now, Sagittarius. Devil card, Capricorn energy. Codependency, toxic connections, toxic bonds, how, lies come to truth, how having to compromise yourself has only meant that you hide yourself. This could be a toxic Capricorn that you're getting away from. Card of Capricorn, Devil card. It needs to be gotten away from, because there's a lot more behind the scenes that you don't know about, and something tells me you just don't want to know about, because what you've been holding on to has been enough. Thank you. Moving swiftly on. 8 of Wands. Here we are. 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. Your work shift changes. Your luck is here. There's 4 of Pentacles. If you have to tighten up the shoelaces for now, I think do it. Really push yourself into your work though, because work is going to move very quickly and it's going to look fantastic. By the end of the month, Sagittarius, you are watching your ships roll in. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, right in the center of it. The potential for creating everything that the weight of these cards is, the potential for creating that right now is unmeasurable. Get in motion, get in movement. Create the movement that you wish to see around you. This is everything that you could want, and then some. Be passionate about your attaining of it, and how you truly feel about attaining it, and whether or not you genuinely believe that you are worthy of it, because it's here in your energy. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Okay, Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching. To book a reading, visit rubyreadstarot.com to leave a donation to the channel, which is greatly appreciated. Details are in the description box. For Instagram, etc., also in the description box. Please leave the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if it resonated, and subscribe. Okay, guys.